5 minutes. I want to give you what I can give you in 5 minutes. Same thing. I'm about to change your life. You don't even know it yet. Change your life too.
Yeah, they got class too, but they came on in.
Bring them up. They got about 5 minutes in here. That's okay. Okay. I'm Tawan Perry, everyone. And if you guys have something to write with, that would be really good because I'm going to give you a lot of information that you probably want to reference later. So I want to make sure that you get some of it. And if you have your cell phones, I'm going to pretend like you're texting the information to yourself, and that's fine too. Get it how you can get it. All right, now I'm talking about networking professionalism because here's the issue. A lot of people that come to college, they believe that just because they get a degree, they're guaranteed a job. And it doesn't work that way. You still have to develop some soft skills. You have to do other things in order to prepare yourself that in actuality starts long before you're granted that degree. And so today I want to share with you some strategies that can help you get into a much more ideal position to get the jobs you want, because the truth of the matter is the reason why we go to college is not for you to get a job. That's the first myth. The point of you going to college is to fulfill your dreams. And if college isn't the vehicle to do such a thing, then college may not necessarily be the thing for you. But if that is your reason for doing it, then college is definitely the place. I want to talk about 4 different things today: networking, resume, interviewing, and your image. Now, some of the things in here you may have heard before, but I think anything positive is always worth repeating. First thing I want to start with is networking. The first point I want to make is that you interview every day. Your interview does not just start when you're extending a formal interview. People are watching you every day, and so you have to carry yourself in a manner that people will say, man, there's something different about that guy or gal. I remember there was a guy who would have gotten a great opportunity in college because he was perfectly qualified for it on paper, but because his behavior was inconsistent with who he was, he didn't even get the position. Which goes into my next point: develop your brand. When you think about McDonald's, what do you think about? Does anybody?
Fries.
Fries. What else?
The arches.
Arches, right? What colors do you see when you think about McDonald's?
Red.
All right, when you think about Walmart, what colors do you see?
Blue.
Right. Their brand is consistent. It does not change. I was in Egypt once, in Cairo. I got tired of food there. I went to a McDonald's. The menu over there is the same exact menu as it is over here. Brand consistency. So when I ask you what your brand is, you should be able to tell me, this is who I want to be, and your actions should be consistent with whatever brand you have, because we all represent a brand. Now, when you're getting Tawan Perry, you're getting the brand Tawan Perry. What's your name, sir?
Cody.
Cody, and what's your name?
Wendy.
Wendy and Cody, okay? When we see you outside of school, we're getting Wendy or Cody. It's about who you want to project yourselves to be to the rest of the world. So be consistent with your brand. Be intentional. And this is a very important point, because I think that a lot of times we surround ourselves with people who are more or less self-defeating. We have to be very intentional with the type of people we surround ourselves with. We have to surround ourselves with the right mentors, we have to surround ourselves with the right peers, with the right people who can help you get in a position that's going to get you closer to your goals. The people that you have in your life, do you believe all of them are there to help you get to where you need to be?
No.
So you need to do a baggage check.
I don't think that. I'm being honest. I don't think that some of them stick to you to hurt you too.
Right. Right. But there are some people that's so very obvious that you know. And all of you know people like this. You know, he say he loves you, but he don't want you to go to class. Why don't you hang out with me for a little bit? But the point is, you have to be intentional about the company that you keep, because birds of a feather what?
Flock together.
It's very true. Paying your dues is also very important. This is what you call, I heard someone say, this is the American Idol generation right here. Everybody expects them to be the one. Expect people to give you things without working for it. And all that you do, you're going to have to pay your dues. When I first started motivational speaking, I wasn't getting paid to do it. I was volunteering my time to develop my craft. And then when I got comfortable, I started asking for money. But it didn't always start out that way. And so, in all that you do, you're going to have to realize you're going to have to do some things you might not necessarily want to do in order to get into the position that you want to be in. Utilize your network is my next point. Utilize your network is so important because all of you belong to a network. How many of you here have things you do outside of school? Belong to something outside of school. You belong to a family. So your family right there, that's a network. If you go to a church, that's a network. There was a show on television, I don't know if any of you caught it, I think it was something about Black in America. And the woman on CNN, what's her name? Anyway, it's a reporter that does it, that does these specials. And they were talking about this guy who he was unemployed and he lost his job. And so Soledad O'Brien is her name, Soledad O'Brien. And she lost her job. What's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. He lost his job and he put in about 200 applications. And he didn't even get any calls. He went to church and someone told his pastor that he was looking for a job. So he talked to his pastor. His pastor put him around people that could give him a job, and soon after he was granted a job because of the people that was in his network. So you have to be very particular about the network. You also have to utilize the network you have. Everyone belongs to a network. The fact that you're at this school is a network. You don't know who Sandra might know. She might know some people that's hiring right now for a summer internship. But if she see you every day hanging out in the lounge, just chilling, she might not think to give it to you. And I'm saying that because she's working in career services. So if you have not seen her, go to her office. Her whole job is to help you develop your resume, develop your skills, and become eligible for a job. All right, networking, continue. Focus on others. You know, one of the things that I always say to people when you're exchanging information, you're networking, don't make it about you. Okay, now you network with this person because you obviously want and need their help. But don't make it about you. Your first exchange when you're networking with somebody should not be, hey, can you do me a favor? Your first exchange should be either paying them a compliment. People love compliments. I saw those shoes, you girl, you're working. Love your shoes. Or it is maybe giving them a gift. And what I mean by gift, I don't mean like a box of cookies or Girl Scout cookies or anything. I mean like a suggested reading. So for example, I remember once I met a man at a conference and we exchanged information. And one of the first things I gave him was a compliment, but I also said, you know, have you heard of this book, Who Moved My Cheese? It's a great book. Now, I didn't know if he read the book or not, but to him, it looks as if, okay, this guy is interested in my success and well-being, which I was, and I am. But I didn't make it all about me initially. Follow up properly. There's nothing that can kill an opportunity worse than not following up properly. What I mean following up properly, within 2 business days. Not 4 weeks, not 2 weeks, because people have a short memory. How much stuff do you have going on in your life right now? Right. So if I saw you right now and met you, you probably wouldn't remember me 5 weeks later if I called you on the phone. But people remember oftentimes, this is the other thing that's not up here that I want to tell you. People remember experiences. People remember experiences. That's what they remember. Not facts, not numbers, they remember experiences. So if you make a person feel bad, they're going to remember that. If you make them feel really good, they're going to remember that too. That's what they remember. Success leaves clues. This is important because you want to go to the places that successful people are. What do you want to do, Cody?
I'd like to be a nutritionist.
Nutritionist, okay. What organizations are you, or conferences you're going to in order to make that happen?
Well, I work at GNC.
Okay, that's a start. That's a start. But take the next step and attend maybe some regional conferences where they're training nutritionalists about new practices in the field. That's where you're going to find the people who are like-minded just like you, going to these conferences and going to these events. This is a true story I want to share. I went to a conference back in 2005, I believe it was, maybe 2004, in Missouri. And part of my graduate program was to get an internship with student affairs. And so I said, well, you know, I got to do an internship somewhere. My mentor and I went to this conference in Missouri. It was called ASH, the Association for the Study of Higher Education. There I met a man that was a professor at the University of Hawaii in Manoa. And I got this bright idea. Hey, I want to go to Hawaii and do my summer internship there. I mean, why not? Why not? He said to me, I don't have a position for you, but if you stay in touch with me, I'll see if I know some people from other islands that may have opportunity. Guess what happened?
You went to Hawaii.
I did. But you're building down the, I got to build up dramatics.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, he actually was friends with another person that ran a student affairs where they had 6 internships at University of Hawaii, Hilo. Hilo's on a big island. And I ended up spending 6 weeks there interning and putting together a living, learning community. But my point in sharing this story is to say that networking is just so important. Because while he told me no initially, I could have said, well, okay, all right, fine, that's it. I kept pursuing it. And he was able to put me in touch with someone who really made my dreams come true. And Hawaii is a great place. It's very expensive, so I'm glad that we didn't have to come up with food and board, so that's good. All right, use business cards. How many of you here got business cards? Okay, now you're supposed to have a business card, so you don't have it. It's good that you have a business card. Now, do you have a business card for your current employer, or do you have a business card for SGA?
Current employee.
Okay, so that's a start. Now, for those of you in here, next time I ask you, how many of you have a business card, you're going to do what? Raise your hand. Why is it important for you to get a business card? Because guess what? You don't know who can help you. And that's how things are done in the business world. Even if you're not necessarily ready to, even if you don't necessarily have a current position that gives you a business card, go to VestaPrint.com and get a free business card. It's about getting in the practice of exchanging information. Watch this. How you doing? You have a business card?
I sure do.
I have one too. See, now you got to define your business card too. That's important. You have to make your business card accessible. Now, I didn't want to put you on the spot like that, but
Before you came, because I knew we were going to do this.
She's gonna get that card now.
Let me get yours. Wait a minute, I got it.
but make sure you make it accessible. That's a point here. I didn't know it was going to be unaccessible for her, but that's important because guess what? If a person sees this, they may perceive you as being unorganized, and you don't want that perception. I'm not saying that you are, but that may be the perception.
Yeah, that will be.
And you may have that person get away from it. So you're in a conference, in a meeting, you're talking to people are mingling. They might not have time to watch you fumble around and get a car. Thank you so much. See how he dropped this? He dropped like it was an ace. Take that. Thank you.
This dimple apart.
Now, of course, you have your name, your cell, email. And why I'm on the subject of these things, okay, really, y'all? WakaFlockaFlame07@gmail.com is not an appropriate email for your resume nor for your business card. No, it is hot and tasty 2004. I've seen these things. I'm just telling you what I've seen. So please have a professional email address. And I know for some of you that may be common sense, but it really is not common practice. It really isn't. And while I'm on the subject of emails, let me also take the time to talk about voicemails. Do not leave your favorite song on voicemail. Especially if you know that people are calling you for opportunity. Now, if you want to do that whole cute thing, have 2 different phone numbers. Have one just for your professionalism, then have another one for your friends and family and people like that. You just don't want to do that. The last point here, you gotta go. That's okay. That's all right. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I done changed their life now. They ready to go and get that job now. Ready to pursue my career. Don't take it personal. It's another good point because I think a lot of times, like I said, we're met with resistance. When the gentleman in Hawaii told me that he didn't have a position on his campus, I said, okay. I didn't take it personal. I just kept going. And so a lot of times opportunities may not necessarily be in the forefront, but if you keep peeling it back, keep moving forward, then you'll find those opportunities. Get a mentor. This is very important. if this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say all day, because mentors are the people who open doors for you, knock down doors for you, and actually get you in a position. How many of you have mentors? Okay, everyone in this room should have their hand up right now when I say if you have a mentor, even professionals. Because you may want to get to the next level, and guess who's going to help you? Your mentor. I was always told to get at least 3 mentors. Always get 3 mentors. Why? Because they're going to give you 3 different perspectives.